this is an Audi A5, as you can see, and this is a dash cam, but not like probably what you're expecting. So this is one of those OE looking fitment dash cams that we got from, did you get it from eBay, Dan?
Amazon.
You picked it up from Amazon, right. So what we're going to do is basically install it and see if it does meet the boasted claims, where it basically doesn't appear like a garish unit stuck to the windscreen and it actually fits into the OE fitment. So the brand on it is Mangold, which isn't filling me with confidence initially, but we'll reserve judgment and we'll get in and we'll install it. So what we'll do, we'll get inside the car. It comes with all the bits you need, all the power wires, SD card in there as well. So you can see there's an SD card in the side. There's the lens cap and everything. So essentially, yeah, you pop off, it gives you the instructions. You pop off a piece of trim inside the car, pop off a second piece of trim, install it, wire it all in, and it should, where you see in the windscreen where the rain sensor and everything is, it should sit in like the rear view mirror housing and not be an obstruction, and you don't really know it's there. So let's get in and we'll fit it up. So the kit comes with a little trim removal tool with a fork on the end. So the idea is we have to remove this piece of trim here and then this one, and essentially that one comes straight down, and that's where the camera fits and replaces. So what we're going to do, obviously always be careful when you are levering around glass, but you know, they're not in super well, they're obviously only clipped in, so generally a little trim remover does pop it out. Yeah, so that's already budging, that's good. So just keep going, work it loose, because it's only kind of held over like a ridge is the way they're put in. So you might have to do a couple of twists and a couple of pulls and it should pop down. But it's always going to be a little bit finicky at first to get those off. So once you've got one side popped, if you hold your fingers under that side and then go back to the other side, you should be able to essentially wrestle it free. But obviously when you're not on both sides, you can't see exactly what you're doing, which makes it a little bit more awkward. But we keep going and we persevere. But luckily, with that being a soft plastic trim tool, it's not really going to damage anything. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere, so we can send it in from the front now as well and lever off some of those points. Just be careful in and around these areas, because you do have obviously mirror wiring, rain sensor wiring, all that kind of stuff. Right, so that one is now free, as we can see. So I might have to just move and angle the mirror down, slide it out, there we go. Right, so that opens us up now to this trim piece here, which I believe is the next one to come off, because it's in like 3 pieces by the looks of it. So there is some foam backings on these as well, so don't worry if when you send the tool in it starts moving around. They do just take a little bit of fiddling to get off, because in newer cars these are put in very, very well. Might have to be the bottom one first, you know, Dan. I think it all comes off as one and then separates once it's off.
Oh, maybe.
It looks that way, because obviously, yeah, it's clipped there, so we can probably send the fork end in and just give that bit of a twist. But obviously it's a bit awkward when you're working around the mirror as well, so you might have to move that out of the way. But I don't know, like they boast online that these do fit really well, and they do give kind of that OE appearance, which is nice, because dash cams as a whole, a lot of the reason people don't have them in is because they're just these big ugly units sitting on the window somewhere, and it just, yeah, the wiring as well, which is also a massive pain in the backside, because
the power cable have to come all the way down here and across to that cigarette lighter down there.
Yeah, that's where it's no good. Yeah, there we go. So that one clips, okay. So I just need to get into that side and do the same thing. So it kind of comes away from, pass me your camera. So it comes away like that. As you can see, there's a little clip up at the top there that just clips under that one, so you pop that off. So just the same, very much the same thing, and then there's clips sort of around, but the more you unclip it, there we go. Right, so that one as well, I should be able to slide that out like so. Granted, they're going to be awkward as hell to put back, but you know, we'll see how that goes as and when we get there. Right, and then this one should be the easier one in all fairness. Yeah, it sort of does. You just have to splay the sides out like that, I think. Yeah, and it slides like back and down by the looks of it. So again, when you can't see the other side, it always makes it slightly more awkward. But let me move the mirror again, or the mirror, as our friends across the pond say. Okay, yeah, we're getting somewhere, we're getting somewhere. There we go, right, so that's that off, right. So now we're into our camera unit, which by the looks of it, yeah, you can see that's essentially where that sits. So we can see the clip there matches the clip there, and so on and so on. Right, so time to stretch all our wiring out and see exactly where we are.
Let's get the instructions out and we'll cut back on.
Yes, instructions, a man's sworn enemy, but we'll see. Right, bear with us, we'll have a read. So if you are doing it on this particular car, this top wiring plug here is a dick, and you have to really get in from underneath like that and like scoop it out, and then it unplugs. So that's how you do it. It's a pain, but it does go. So, and then there's our new wiring harness, which obviously loops round and creates the circuit. So let's have a look. You've obviously looked at the instructions. I haven't really. So I'm kind of, I'm not going to say going in blind necessarily.
One end's going to go into the car.
Yeah.
One end's going to go into the rain sensor. One end's going to go into the camera.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
But as you can see, there are only certain shapes.
Yeah. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll have a look at the receiving wire.
What's this one?
On the camera. So that's obviously going to be that one, right?
That's just that's a plain 3-pin with a line on.
So that's obviously that one. That's camera, right? That's fine.
So that one then is going to be.
That's going to be the female socket that goes onto there, yeah.
And the male one goes into
where that was basically.
And that camera angle was terrible.
Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So essentially, then, yeah, that one goes into there like so. Right. We know that that one there is the camera. So basically, what we're saying then, this one has to go in to where that one was, which is a bit of a pig. It was a pig to get out. It's going to be a bigger pig to get in, I think, because the angle is very, very interesting. Like I say, if you're doing it on this car, I wish you the best of luck. It's a pain. Right, we'll try it the other way around because I can't actually see, so I'm having to go by
It'd be worth it.
how it. Well, for you, I think it might be, yeah, but I'm not sure what I get out of it.
Sore fingers.
Right, that's in.
That's in.
Okay, so that's in and installed.
Right,
so now we've got some excess wiring, obviously, but
can push into the roof.
what we're going to have to do is drop this down for the camera, this one. Now, obviously, this already has some locators here that you basically send the wiring under the hooks, so you can use the trim tool to pack it back under there as well, which is kind of handy because there's just little hooks that basically hold the wiring like that, hold it out the way, so that's fine. So yeah, we'll probably have to just loop this up and put it inside the trim, but based on the way everything came off, the camera's going to be the first thing that goes on. So
you don't need that long wire.
You don't need that.
The long wire, without the sheath, I can be called back up.
Right, this.
That's for GPS.
Oh, okie dokie, right. So that would be if your SOS system and that was working. Now, I'm wondering if that's the best place for it there, coiled up just inside.
So GPS optional, says on the label.
Yeah. So I think that's the best place for that, and tuck it behind the clips. Yeah. So now, obviously, this one is going to be this one. So make sure you orient that the right way around like that. Okay, now, so yeah, so a lot of that wire is going to have to be coiled up in there as well.
We have to build from that part up now?
I believe so. Well, it's reversal of removal, right? So in theory, oh, it's got power. It's talking to us. So in theory, then yes, that's going to go. Where's the side slider clips? Because they're going to be crucial to get in the right position, and I don't think it's going to go with. Oh, I've just took a picture. Be careful of that. Yeah, so there's some locators in the sides here, and they have to go into these little oblong slots here by the looks of it. So that's where they're supposed to go. What we might have to do is kind of establish those first, I think, like so. I think they're roughly in the right place, he says. Yeah, this better be worth it when it's done. It's a fiddly bugger, this. Okay, right, that's got itself held now, so then I can work out what to do with the wiring from there, you see. So I think it's going to have to tuck like that. We're going to kind of have to push that up. Right, and then I don't know if we give it a tap to send it home or not. I don't obviously really want to hammer it too hard with its location. But I know that it is supposed to
uncoil that GPS cable, maybe.
Yeah, I think that might be causing the obstruction.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Let's see. I don't know if that will slide in the top and cause no issues, because that's where it was stored up first. So perhaps that's where it needs to be. And then we go again. We'll push that to the front. Make sure it's out of the way. It's a very awkward fitment, but you have to kind of eye it into that slot and then. Okay, that's looking a bit more like it.
Yeah, it's not quite in at the bottom, but it is looking better.
Right, sometimes you do have to give them a bit of a thump to get them home. Right. Yeah, I'm not convinced on that fitment there, to be honest, because it should, well, it should come up and hug the actual rotator cup on the mirror there, ideally. But I'm wondering if it is down to this GPS cable that it's struggling, because, yeah, be quiet, camera.
Put it all the way out. Route it up the same way as the other cable.
Yeah, do you know what? That just like,
I'd take it all the way out.
yeah, it's going to have to go underneath like that.
Yeah. Right, we'll try that.
Right, let's give that a go.
This is really hard to film, by the way.
It's hard to put it in as well. Taking pictures again. Right, okay, I need to slide that down because that's gotten in the way now. Aha, right, yeah. So that's clipped on at this side. So I don't know if it is on
this side. There we go.
I got it, yeah? Ah, right. So the wiring is the obstruction then. So that's just something we have to deal with in the next part. So that's obviously not going back on. This one goes back in over the top, and then I think we can coil it in and hide it in there, you know, is what I think we're probably going to go for.
Oh, yeah, probably.
So let's try and get the mirror out of the way, because this one went on this way, yep. So it's an awkward bugger, because you've now got more wiring and harnesses in the way.
I do apologise for this camera quality, because I'm watching what you're doing and not the camera.
Yeah, you need to watch the lens. Okay, so I got that out like that, so...
Half a YouTube video of just random stuff.
Well, yeah. Okay, so can I angle that down and get it around?
I'm also not locked up, so I don't think yours is going to carry on.
It will do, yeah. This is a nice breeze coming through here now. It's turned into a pretty warm day today, to be fair.
24 degrees.
Oh, nice, about time, right?
This is finicky.
Oh, that you have to send back in at a funny angle. Okay, right, I get that, I understand that. Yeah. Right, so I'm going to bring the wiring up through the centre like that. And then obviously that's going to have to stand, oh, okay. That wiring needs to go up and through it like that. I'm just doing that purely by feel, because I can't see it, but...
It should just clip in there, I think.
He says. Right, come on. Yeah, obviously you're taking your time and being careful with stuff like this, because the plastic, well, it's soft and it can be quite brittle as well inside cars, so you don't want to obviously break anything, but...
Or scratch it.
Yeah, or scratch it up and...
Or damage the wires.
There we go, that one's in.
Slightly out this side, you can just see a lip here.
Okay, I can probably just... Okay.
We can address that. Is it smooth your side?
Yeah, has that gone in?
Yeah, a lot better than it was.
Okay,
yeah,
right, good. Right, so the wiring then, this is then the next issue. So
this is why we get 2 cable ties in the kit.
Ah, right, okay.
So 2 cable ties there, look.
Yeah.
So if need be, we can cable tie them together and sort of ram them all up. That's all connected now, right?
Yes, that's all connected. So, but I think realistically, there's a lot of space in here, because they are obviously made to have accessories and stuff fitted in. So I don't know if that's even going to be an issue. I think it might be a case of we clip it back up, get it back up and fitted, and we should be about right. So obviously, as long as that's kind of up inside of there, then it should, all being well, just go back home where it needs to go.
It's got to get them clips out, isn't it?
And there we go. That is that. Actually, do you know what? I was sceptical about that, but that...
You know what, we better peel that off before we...
Yeah, I was sceptical about that, but that OE look, you'd never even know that was there. And you adjust the mirror back to the window. That's brilliant. That's actually really good. Like, it's... Yeah, I love the OE stuff they make for cars like this, because...
On the final push, so it's all nice and tight. There we go.
Yeah, there's always one more. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's worked.
If we wiggle it now, is it nice and tight? Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's in there. That's solid, that is. Brilliant. Okay, well, that's turned out all right. Obviously, it remains to be seen now as Dan starts to use it and drive with it and download footage from it and stuff like that.
I will put a clip on this video somewhere in between now and a couple of minutes ago where you'll see
Yeah.
the first bit of footage that I capture with it.
Okay, brilliant. So
you can see the quality.
you're going to see the quality. Yeah, look, they're not obviously a massive on-brand thing like your next bases and stuff like
The
that.
selling point for me was I now don't have cables running all the way
No.
down here to get to that cigarette lighter.
But this was about, what, 150 quid?
150 quid, and I got an Amazon voucher. You know, you get discounts sometimes. It's £142 it was.
Right, brilliant. But as you can see,
Living on Prime.
not a huge faff to install. And so really now all that remains is to know what the quality of the recordings are like, which obviously is going to be the next thing that Dan does.
It does
Now,
say it's 4K.
he does have a spare piece of trim that he's got to store, so that's probably going to go in the glove box or in the door pocket or something like that. So I'll pop that in there, that can go away. There we go, it's not hurting anyone. And we'll see, but that for now, I like that, I think that's good. The SD card is easily accessible as well because it's on this side, and you know that everything's there and you've got buttons on the bottom. Yeah, one takes a picture, one is probably mode selection and on and off. So, do you know what? First impressions, we're sceptical about the brand, but actually now that's fitted and it's took us about 15-20 minutes, I quite like the way that looks. It's decent. To be fair, I don't know if you can link where you got it from in the video, Dan, if anyone wants to get one and select their car.
In the description if I can.
Link it in the description if we can, but that's how easy it is and that's how good they look. So obviously check out the footage that Dan puts on from when he does his first drive in it, but that might just be the thing that you want to save cables trailing everywhere and to save it looking garish and to get a nice OE fitment. So that's a job well done. Until the next one, we'll see you soon.